that I have winced up on, aka have gotten to fix or keep, one of the two, depending on if they work or not all the way. First one is this one. Y'all probably seen a short on this one. Second one is this one. On the back, we have Horseman, and then the very specialist one to me is way in the back here. If I can get to his box, probably won't be able to. I might be able to, if you could see it. That is a ghost, a 8-foot Jimmy Ghost that was the first one originally. I mean, these guys are old. I mean, the boxes are in bad condition, but then that's the one I wanted to show y'all. So, like I said, most of these boxes are in rough shape, obviously, but I'm gonna try to restore them. And then we have the zombie babies that were found as well. Not in the best shape. But this one, however, is one of my all-time favorites. And I mean by far all-time favorites. So I had to do a little bit of adjusting to this one. I think this is a 2008, 2007 model, maybe. It does not have the original box, sadly. The original box was dilapidated pretty bad and ruined, unfortunately. But it has the original fan. I have a second fan on it due to how old it is, and you can tell it's pretty worn. I mean, just by the colors of it, you know. But that being said, it has the sound box. This is the animated one with the light show lights in it. The only two lights I've replaced was in the top skull and the player itself. So, back to what I was saying though. I also have him. He's pretty tall. But these, and then this one, I'm going to go ahead and inflate and show y'all because, like I said, this one's my all-time favorite. Ever since I was probably a kid, I've always wanted one of these. So, I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Tell me what y'all think. So this is what it is. Now, it is in rough shape, but it has our original sound box on it. He's obviously falling over, but I'm surprised that I have got one. Hi, J Jack. But obviously you can tell that it definitely has seen better years just by the colors, and it is tilted, which I know, but there's a second fan up in it now that's running, and the sound box is right there. So he will lean every now and then. I'll figure out why. But I did add a fan, like a little fan here, a cheap fan obviously to help maybe. No, I am not selling it. I am really not wanting to sell it. If I find another one, I will. But I know there's a second one floating around Facebook Marketplace that I will try to get and will sell, but this one's staying with me. Because this one's one of the oldest, obviously oldest one. Like I said, it does need a little flex seal. Obviously, it does need a little help. But I'm just really thankful and happy I found one. So the box is in rough shape, so I keep them in here until I can get a new box. But all the C7s are original. The only one, like I said, I replaced was in the character himself, the organ player. Yes, this one's Halloween, and then the other one that I found on Facebook's Halloween. So, but then if you look into the storage, we have like this one from Sam's Club, that original box, the Ghost Rider bike original box, and then we have the Horseman, that is the original box. So, and there's one that's back there that's also original, which is way in the back. I'll have to get him out and show y'all, but But for Halloween this year, this will be in our collection. And I also had the haunted house, so I thought, what are the odds that I could add this and the haunted house together? Obviously, this is the face of him. Like I said, he's not in the best shape. I mean, you can tell by like color. Over time, the color does start to fade after a while. This has 2 fans, like I said. But I'm actually really ecstatic and happy that I came across one of these because these are so fucking rare. I mean, they are very rare. Even in the condition that it's in, I'm happy it works because when the last one I got that was in condition was in really rough shape and it didn't inflate anything, so I thought, okay, I'll just get rid of it, get another one. So I kept the other one, and this one is, I think, a 2008, 2007 if I'm correct, I don't know. But it's nostalgic because every year I would come around our neighborhood and one person had one of these, and it felt like each house had one. So I thought, oh, it would be, one of my chapters in my life to own one, and here she is. So I'm just super excited about it. I'll give y'all a side view of it. And I know like they made one in 2019, but I wanted this one because it had the sound box. It was original. It was nostalgic for me to have one. Yeah, this guy's in okay condition besides the head movement. But I mean, it's still with 2 fans. It ain't bad. I mean, it has to have 2 fans because if one, it starts to lean. So, I mean, this, you can tell it's kind of wore out. But, yeah, Gary, wow. I know, right? I'm excited. He needs a little help. I do have, like I said, a fan on the back. I'll have to change out for a bigger fan, probably. But, I mean, he works. The sound works. The sound box is right there. But I'm just so impressed that one has shown up. He's awesome. I'm gonna leave it as original as I can, but it will have to have some adjustments. Obviously, like he's falling over, he'll have to have an adjustment. As the original fan, original bass fan, the original tethers. Like I said, he's pretty cool to have. Yeah, like I said, it's in kind of rough shape, but I'm just still shocked that one has came across Facebook Marketplace because they're so rare. Like on eBay, they're like $600 to like $1,000 or, yeah, he's all right. Like I said, he needs a new fan. I'll have to figure out something for it. But I'm just happy the motor still works on it. But, my next step is to get a 2008 haunted house, the 17-foot long version. And I think that would probably be it. But, I mean, this is what was nostalgic about this one was the sound box. Because it was just, every year you'd hear this. Especially when they started them up, the sound box will automatically click on. He's not dirty. He's actually in really clean condition, which I am very impressed. Especially not having the box now. But I mean, this thing is like practically new looking. I mean, it's not faded. There's a little bit of scuffs of dirt here and there, but it's not bad. But tell me what y'all think about this one, because this one was really nostalgic to me. And I've always wanted one of these, and here I am standing right in front of one in all of its glory, even though it's, in kind of okay condition. I would say it's in perfect condition with the organ itself, but the player, they usually go first. They tend to go first all the time, which is fine. But like I said, this is really nostalgic to me to have. I mean, I've looked everywhere, from eBay to, and the fan on it that I have on it now is a whirlwind blower underneath it. And then there's the original fan, the original tag is right there. So you have a zipper here, a zipper on the organ player, and then another zipper up under where this fan is. So, like I said, he's in rough condition, but you can't get any nostalgic than this one and the other ones that are in here. Now, the other ones that are nostalgic to me is this one, because this one has the original box. Y'all probably seen a short on it. This one, not yet. But, I mean, the boxes are in rough shape, but I'm just happy that they have the original boxes to all of them. That's all that matters. The blow-ups in there, you know, like this came from Sam's Club. I think that came from Sam's Club, maybe. I'm not for sure. But this like a 2008, 2007 model, I think. And then they made one 2019, but I wanted to get this one because this is the original. So you can't beat original. But then you have like this. Oh, there's more. This, let me show y'all. This is all the blow-ups. Christmas, Halloween, everything. That's all the nativity, all the zombie babies, big dude. And there's more blow-ups all up in here with everything. And then you obviously got like this Christmas one that's in here that I got to do a video on. And that's just half the collection because most of them are still in storage. I've counted probably 283 blow-ups in all each holiday. But yeah. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep this one in very clean condition. And like I said, it's phenomenal to have one because it's just insane to come across one after so many years of not getting made. And then 2019, I didn't like the 2019 model because it wasn't animated. It didn't have like the show lights or anything, or the box itself, the music box. So that's why I wanted to get one. Like I said, the colors are just in really great condition, which has me impressed because for how many ever years it's been, you know, since they haven't made these in a long time, since 2019, it's in really great condition. I mean, the fan's original. The only thing that was the downfall about getting this one was the cord was severed, and I found out a way to refix it. So what I did was I had spare parts like this around, and then this one was obviously, you could tell it was electrical tape because obviously it didn't have what it needed. And usually when they're in rough shape like this, they're not in okay condition. But I was just still impressed that one randomly just popped up. You know, I thought, okay, cool, I'll just end up having it. And this actually used to be my aunt's and uncle's, and she was wanting to get rid of them because either they didn't stand right or they just weren't working. So I thought, okay, I will fix it, have it, you know, and it does have its little problems, like the organ player does fall. But I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, look how pristine the colors is on this thing. You can't get any better than this. There's no fading, as far as I know, except for maybe the pipes a bit. But like, for how many ever years it's been kept in the box, you know, it never saw the daylight until this year. It's just been that long. And I will go ahead and say the last time this thing probably saw daylight was about 2013, probably. At least 2013, 2012. So it wasn't that long ago, but it's been a couple of years for it to be out and about. But, you know, I have like, that one's real old. You can't find that one anymore. You can't find that one anymore. Definitely not. And if you do, they're overpriced. Just like the Horseman back here. That's the original Jimmy Horseman. But, you know, you can't find them like that anymore. And it's kind of sad because when Jimmy was around, I mean, they still are, but they had some cool, neat stuff back then. And now, they've just went kind of downhill, which I'm very not happy with. Because, I mean, if they were doing like they were doing, like building the characters, the animatronics, and then these guys, yeah, the Headless Horseman, yeah, he's in really rough shape. I obviously took him out of the box one time, and I'm going to try to, I don't know what I'm going to do with him, let me show y'all, but I'm going to try to fix him. But that is the original Jimmy inflatable right there. And it's in the box, which really impresses me. Like, this one is still in the box. Just like this one. This one has the box and the inside box. All original fans. Everything works on them. I'll do videos on the motorcycle and the other one at some point, the Horseman. But I just wanted to live stream this one because, like I said, this one's a childhood one of mine right here. And it means so much to me to finally have one, figure out what the problem is, fix it, do its kinks and everything, figure out what's wrong with it. But like I said, I'm impressed the head motor even still works for how old this thing is. Because it's very old. But, and I wanted to get the other version of this one. I mean, you can tell it's kind of fading. I mean, you can kind of tell. But yeah, but like I added this fan to it, and it kind of helped. Which, all this really is just a cheap fan, and it kind of helps, but then the cape of his gets in the way. But at some point, what I'm gonna do is I'll go in and find like the one that has the zombie dancers, because I want that organ player too. Basically, I want each different model and each year's version just for the fun of it. I mean, because if one goes out, you have a backup plan. I'll show you all the control box, and then I want to put him away because A, he's very rare and he is in really great condition. So this is where your sound box is. All blow-ups that are like, you know, light shows have this type of, let me unplug this real quick. Okay. Have this type of zipper and this mesh around it. And then this I thought was an audio jack, but that's like a try-me jack, I guess, which is weird. I don't know why they added it on there. But, I mean, yeah, he's in really great shape. I mean, minus the fan that's added to him. I mean, there's not even a dent on his face that the paints came off yet. I mean, look at that. That's like in really pristine condition. Which I'm very shocked, you know, because these older models, after so many years of being used so many times outside, you know what I mean? They start to kind of deteriorate and then fall. And I do have a vintage Halloween globe somewhere in here with the 3 ghosts. I think it's put in a box, maybe. I'd hope it's put in a box. If not, I'll have to dig it out and show y'all. It's in rough shape, but it works. So, again, it actually might be in this box. I'm not for sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring these ones back to life and then, like, you know, figure out what I got to do to salvage them the best way I can. But yeah, oh, it keeps, yeah, there's a bunch of cool ones in here. I mean, there's one from like, I gotta show y'all my favorite one. There's one in here. I don't know where it's at. Let me put this one away and then I'll show y'all because it's pretty wicked the way it looks. Like I said though, my original plan is going to salvage this one. Obviously not throw it out, you know. But yeah, I try to keep it like, you know, in the best condition that it is right now. I mean, like, when it rains, what my plan is to, when it rains, I'm going to store these away until the day of the holiday. And then drag them out because they're older, you know, they're kind of unique, they're rare. You know. But, yeah, there's a lot of these that, like, again, like I said, though, if you ever go on Facebook Marketplace and you try to find them, they're either really overpriced or they're just in really bad condition, you know. Just like the 2008, I think it's 2008, maybe 2007 blow-up haunted house, the 17-foot long, the original haunted houses. I want to have both of those, the castle and the haunted house, because that's just nostalgic. You know, there's a past that happened, you know, and it's like, well, if I have this, and you know what I mean, like blah blah blah, I have this, have that. It's unique. I think that one is in here, man. I bet it is in here. But let me dig this one out because this one's a freaking cool ass one too. Here he is. I think that's the one, isn't it? Maybe. No, that's that one. I want the other one here. This one is the one I need out. Oh, whew. Now this one, y'all might know just by the look of the bottom of it. I gotta dig it out anyway, make sure it actually still works. But this turned into one inflatable to two. What are the odds? But yeah, this one, which is pretty rare vintage as well, and actually unique. Because I don't even think they make these anymore. And if they do, they're probably the worst ever in shape. Ugh. Let me see if I can get the deal going here. Ooh, it smells like Halloween pretty bad. No, I like the smell of these. There's something about it that's just really nostalgic, you know what I mean? Alright, let's see if he works. And let's unplug that thing. Now this one does need a little help. Like I said, because obviously this one's really bad condition. Like you can tell it's not even wanting to go up now. Probably needs a little help. But y'all will not believe what this one is. And I'm very shocked that this one's even still around. No booze allowed. You know what this one is. Like I said, a lot of these do have a lot of issues. Like this one, for instance, is probably going to take it a very long time to get up. The zippers. Yeah. No, this one is the Halloween Whirlwind Globe with the 3 ghosts. That is the vintage one. This thing really does need help, but if I can get it to inflate right. This is a Halloween globe, yeah. This one's pretty wicked. This is one of the vintage, and I mean old globes that you probably will never end up finding ever. If I can get it to work. But this is I think it's a Jimmy, I think too, that this one is. Let me try to help it, y'all. Hold on. Let me try to get this to work. I haven't posted in a while too, because I've obviously been sick, but I am back. So yeah. This one might need a second base man too attached to it, I don't know. Hopefully not, but if it does, it will need one. I mean, you can tell it's kind of having a rough time getting up because obviously it is old. And the fabric on this one's pretty rough, but I'm not going to give up on it. Obviously, because like I said, it is a rare one to have. But I mean, look, it's even got the original, sorry y'all, it's even got the original tethers and stuff on this thing. And if it would just inflate right, and there's the ghost in there now, all the bats don't swirl in it for some odd reason. There's probably something so simple that I'm not like really too sure to figure out. But we'll get to that point when we get to it. Let me go get another fan. I'll be back, and let me see if I can get this other fan going for y'all, so I can check this thing out, because it's pretty cool. Let me see if I'll down here. Whoop, there we go. I'll be back. It'll take me a few seconds. I'll have to deflate it. Hold on. Oh. It's having its moments. Really badly. But yeah, this is one of the old ones. You can tell it needs help. Obviously, like I said, the globe is pretty shot, and you can tell, you can just see right through the back of it, but see, it's wanting to almost stand on its own now, hopefully. But this is what it is. The no booze allowed one. I think it's because I don't have it tied down where it needs to be to inflate just right. Like I said though, the fan is kind of old. It probably needs another whirlwind globe on it. Maybe. But all the bats are not flying around, and there's a ghost misting. Okay, this is a ghost misting. Oh, he's right there. He's just buried up underneath the other one. Yeah, it's starting to work. It just needs a little help every now and then, like I said, because it's obviously one of the oldest ones that we got.